Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel Get Real NBA. Today will be part 2 of my biggest takeaways after week 1 video. 2 days ago I posted the Eastern Conference version and today I'm doing the Western Conference version. I said I would do it the next day but I didn't realize it was New Year's and now I'm doing it today. Make sure to watch to the end to see each and every Western Conference team's biggest takeaway after 1 week of NBA action. Luka Doncic showed us all last year how great of a player he is, but the way he's playing this year is on a whole different level, in a bad way. So far this season, he is averaging less points, rebounds, and assists per game than he was last year. He is also shooting less than 10% from beyond the arc this year, which is atrocious. JaVale McGee has made more threes than him so far this season, and JaVale McGee is an awful three-point shooter. This is a problem. So far this season, the Denver Nuggets have been very disappointing. In 4 games this year, the Nuggets are 1-3. Despite superstar center Nikola Jokic averaging a triple-double, the rest of the team has not lived up to any expectations. Jamal Murray went from being an absolute beast in the bubble to only averaging 17 points this season. I didn't expect him to play as he did in the bubble, but I did expect him to be better than this. If the Nuggets want to make a run this postseason, they'll need to get their act together, and soon. I am very scared for the Warriors. Just 2 years out of making the NBA Finals for 5 years straight, they are now 2-2. Some thought that they could make a deep run in the playoffs with top picks, new free agents, and a healthy Klay. Well, Klay hurt his Achilles and their shooting just hasn't been the same since. Kelly Oubre Jr. was supposed to be a big help to not only their shooting, but the Warriors team after they lost Klay. But he just hasn't been that. In his first 3 games of the season, he didn't make a field goal that wasn't a dunk. And so far this season, he's only shooting 26% from the field, which is the worst of any player on their new team in the first week. Awful. Despite all of the James Harden drama, the Houston Rockets have done very well. Even James Harden, who is leading the league in points per game, and has said over and over again that he wants to leave Houston, is still averaging 37 points and 11 assists a game. Christian Wood is also a beast. He is by far the frontrunner for Most Improved Player award, as he went from averaging 13-6 to 25-9 this season. This season, he is by far one of the best centers in the league, and if there was going to be an All-Star game this year, it looks like he would definitely be part of it. The Houston Rockets have put a nice core together to help James Harden out, and hopefully, for the Rockets, he'll want to stay. The Clippers have played very well this season, showing the fact that they are first in the Western Conference. And Paul George is back to normal after an awful playoff run last year, but there is one problem. The Clippers cannot win without Kawhi Leonard. Their only loss this season came when Kawhi was out against the Mavericks, and the Clippers lost by 51 points. And to make matters worse, they set an NBA record for the biggest deficit ever at the halftime. If Kawhi misses any significant time during the playoffs, you can more or less kiss their title hopes goodbye. The reigning champs are still looking very strong and maybe even a little better than last season. The shortened offseason has definitely gone to them, but with their new addition in Schroeder and Harrell, they look great. Schroeder is averaging 17-5-5, while Harrell is averaging 14-6. I personally didn't think that Harrell would have such a big role on this team, but I was wrong, and they look like the clear favorites to win the chip yet again. Injuries strike again. Jaren Jackson Jr. is still hurt from the bubble and has not yet played this season. John Morant sprained his ankle earlier this season against the Nets and is out for 3 to 5 weeks. The team is currently 1-3, including a blowout loss to the Celtics. If this team stays injured, they really won't have much of a future. I love John Morant and really hopes he gets healthy soon, as the Grizzlies really need it. Even though their star player Karl Anthony Towns is hurt, the T-Wolves are still 2-2. D'Lo hasn't played very well this season as he's only averaging 17 points per game, but first overall pick in this year's draft, Anthony Edwards, has. There are a lot of mouths to feed in Minnesota, and adding one more hurts their system a bit. He's averaging 15 points per game, even with D'Lo, Beasley, Rubio, Culver, and Okogie. He isn't going to win Rookie of the Year with these numbers, but with all the guards on the Minnesota Timberwolves roster, I see a very bright future for him. The Pelicans have been a surprising team this year. I thought that now with Zion healthy, he would be their first option over Ingram. I was wrong. Stan Van Gundy has somehow figured out how to split Zion and Ingram's play so that they both play great. Ingram deserves more recognition for it, though. Ingram is putting up a terrific 23, 7, and 6 per game, and Zion is putting up a fantastic 20 and 8. I think that this team is still a piece away from the playoffs, but with how Zion and Ingram have been playing, anything could happen. The Thunder aren't trying to win right now, that's for sure. They have 1 million draft picks over the next couple of years, and the higher the pick, the better. That saying, Shea is amazing. He's putting up 27 and 5. His assist numbers went from 3 assists to 7 assists per game. We can see that Chris Paul obviously taught him well. He's also averaging a career high in points per game. The way the Thunder are headed, we won't be seeing playoff Shea again for another couple of years, but I cannot wait to see it. The Phoenix Suns' big three in Booker, Ayton, and Paul haven't been playing great this year. Chris Paul's impact goes way beyond numbers, and his numbers are great, so I'm not even going to talk about him. DeAndre Ayton is only putting up 10 points. He is supposed to be the team's second leading scorer, so this is not okay. But really, Devin Booker's played well, so besides that, the Suns are 4-1 and second in the West. They have nothing wrong except for that DeAndre Ayton has to score a little more. Props to them. The Blazers are 2-2 with a win against the Lakers and a loss to the Clippers, but CJ McCollum has taken over games. He is averaging 28 points and 6 assists, and is the team leading scorer. The former most improved player has gotten better and better each and every year. Not to mention the fact that Damian Lillard is still averaging 23 points and is only going to get better. Gary Trent Jr. can't miss from 3, and Derrick Jones Jr. is playing amazing D. Wow, this team is good. It's official, the Sacramento Kings are officially as good as their Instagram counterpart, starting off the season 4-1, with some of their players going nuts. De'Aaron Fox hasn't lost a step since the bubble and is still averaging 20 and 6. Not to mention that rookie Tyrese Halliburton is looking like the steal of the draft, averaging 12 points, and has the best offensive rating of any player in the entire NBA after week 1. I hope they can keep this momentum because they're a fun team to watch, and the Instagram memes just keep getting better. This team is very decent. DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge are always going to be that near to the All-Star level, but not quite there. Both criminally underrated as well. Rookie Devin Vassell is also playing very well, and so is Keldon Johnson. But by far the biggest takeaway is probably Keldon Johnson. Johnson not only shut down Pascal Siakam and played excellent defense against the Pelicans, but is also putting up 12 points and 7 rebounds. He has 2 doubles this season and is only getting better. With him and quite a few other players like DeJounte Murray, Lonnie Walker, and Derek White, the Spurs have a very, very bright future. The Jazz are off to a bit of a rough start with 2-2, because Donovan Mitchell is averaging a career low in points. The Jazz will make the playoffs, no doubt about it. They have a great team. But if they want to make a run, he really has to turn on the engine. I'm not too worried because he started off a bit slow last year and had his best season, but he really has to turn it around fast because it's a shortened season this year. If you enjoyed, please like the video and consider subscribing. If you have any thoughts, comments, or suggestions, put them down below in the comment section. Stay tuned as I will be attempting to post every other day on this account. Please follow my Instagram @GetRealNBA to always know what is happening about this YouTube channel, and follow my TikTok @GetRealNBA to see fun basketball skits and opinions every day. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.